friends, welcome back. So as you can tell, I'm doing a voiceover in today's video because I cannot think and create at the same time. It's impossible. I feel like I babble when I try to talk through these like live. So here we go. It's a voiceover. Get ready. I'm just trying to glue this picture down because it's coming, it's kind of peeling off, but this is a journal that I made in the previous video, and as if you watched that video, then you know that I didn't bind it except for a few pages, and then over the weekend I printed out my backgrounds on sticker paper, and then I just kind of like stuck some of them to kind of stick the pages together in some sections. So the book right now is bound in like 3 different sections, so I can remove pages at any time, which was my intention. So here I am going to go to the next open spread, and I think in this book I will just go chronologically. It feels right, so I'm not gonna fight it. I'm just gonna go with what my brain tells me. So I had some leftover cutoffs from my backgrounds, so here I'm just trying to see what would go right. I want to make sure there aren't like too many repetitive patterns, so I'm going through the other sections just to check and make sure. These 2 pages are already attached, but I just wanted to add this background. These are really useful for when like you just don't want to take up too much time because you just don't have it. And so if you have a ready-made background that you can just stick on, it is literally the best. Like, I can't tell you. So I'm kind of just looking at the spread, trying to see what I want to do in here, and I think we're gonna break into some paint in a few seconds here. If you're ever having trouble with things looking cohesive or like meshed together and not like these harsh lines, sort of like that background really sticks out as like, you know, it doesn't blend into the background because the background is so kind of like vintagey. So I like to use paint, and it'll make everything sort of melt together and kind of look like it was just like that to begin with. So that is one of my, let's call it an art tip, is if you are trying to collage different things together or you're trying to make something cohesive, just like spread a little paint on the edges that like where they meet, like the background and whatever it is you're sticking on, or wherever 2 things overlap. Just put a little bit of paint on there and it's gonna look really nice and sort of blended. Also, using your fingers also helps with kind of like that melted in look as opposed to like a brush, because the brush will leave brush strokes and things like that, but with your fingers it just is nice and smooth. Now I'm going to use my white Posca to play with the white that's already here, because it's we're kind of in pink overload here. But I'm gonna use this paint pen to kind of trace around the existing hearts that are already in the pattern, and then carry that out into where we painted, so it kind of just adds another layer of like that melting into each other that we talked about earlier. And then on the other side of the page we have white, but they're like little scribbly dots, so I'm just starting again around the parts that we sort of painted in so they can mesh together. So here my pen exploded a blob of paint, as Poscas do, and I'm just, while it's wet, kind of spreading it around. And again, I don't really put a lot of thought into what I'm doing. I kind of just let myself do whatever, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, but at least I had fun while doing it. Alright, we have made it to the image sourcing portion of this video. If you are still here, I love you. I had already gone through this magazine and dog-eared images that I thought I would like to use in the future. So I'm just going through here and trying to choose. I already chosen the girl with the eye. And so let's fast forward to where I choose the next one, because you don't need to watch all this. Okay, so this is what we're working with. I have my eye, and I have a girl, which I'm not showing you right now, but I will, and some other page that I'm not sure what I did with, but I'm just going to cut out this eye because I just think it's cool. I don't really care so much for the image as I do for just the possibilities that this eye is like creating in my brain. So I think I'm gonna put this down here, and then, oh yes, I pulled out that other page that you see there with the jewels, because one of the jewels looks just like a tear, and I said, this is just too perfect, like I have to use this jewel in here. So let's fast forward to that next. So usually when I choose images, it's usually when things start to come together for me, as far as like the vision, you know, like the stars align and I can see more or less what I'm planning to do. So I already knew that I wanted this crying eye, and I know that I want this girl in here somewhere. So it's giving very sort of pop girly, candy glam. Like I said, we'll get to the glam part, but right now it's looking very candy. And I knew that I didn't want to use this picture as is, because I'm trying to not disguise, but just alter the image a little bit, because I'm sure like the person that took this picture is not going to appreciate me like using her image in my art and like just leaving it as is, because that's not what they signed up for. They signed up for a magazine spread. So once I have my images down, that's when I start to think about detail, and I felt like I wanted to glam up this eye. I did a cat eye. This is when I break out any like a glitter gel or puff paint or stickers, like just little things that are gonna add like another layer of detail. I'm really sorry that the journal is like way out of frame, but I literally had to put this under my nose so that I could see what I was doing, because I'm blind. So I really wanted to make sure that I colored in her lips nice and neat and not make her look like a clown. Not that there's anything wrong with clowns, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna continue to add more detail to her. I'm going to color in her lips, outline her lips, put some blush on her. Now she's kind of starting to look like a clown now that I'm watching this back, but we're gonna add some tattoos. I've been obsessed with like drawing tattoos on magazine images, don't ask me why. So I'm gonna finish dolling her up. I'm gonna bring in all kinds of glitter that you're gonna see and put some around her, put some around the eye, just make it really extra, really like glam. And I'll let you watch that to music without hearing me babble. If there's anything like super important, I'll jump back in, but otherwise we're gonna see each other again at the end of this video. Okay, so we are getting to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this journal with me. Sorry for the lighting here, I just wanted to show you in the sunlight how beautiful it looks. And I'm really happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I love you so much. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!